Hi, I'm Jaakko. I'm the vocalist for Marianas Rest,
I'm Niko, the bassist for Marianas Rest.
and you're watching GRIMM TV.
To start off with, how are you guys doing today?
Fantastic.
Fantastic. The release day is getting closer and closer, and so we are terrified as fuck, but nothing unusual these days.
Yeah, just kind of anxious to get the record out, but it's fun to talk about it.
Yeah. Good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess it's always a little bit when you release something new that, like, on one hand excited, but on the other hand, like, how is it going to be received and stuff.
Yeah, and we tried some new things on this, so maybe that puts a new twist on the whole thing. It's normal to kind of be a bit scared about how people will take it, but now it's more like terror. but actually, yeah. But we kind of. It seems that we didn't lose ourselves in the process while trying new things. At least that's how it seems like now. I think we kind of managed to keep the soul of the band.
And going on that, I was actually going to ask about that. Like, you're saying, like, you try some new things for this album. Like, what did you try, and like is there something that you're actually really proud of how it like worked out?
Yeah.
I mean, we had a bit more time doing this because the pandemic was on when we released Fata Morgana, so we had time to straight away start processing this album. So we had time to try new things, and many of them left on the table. No, because they weren't shit. They just didn't fit on this atmosphere. But yeah, we succeeded with especially clean vocals. We never done those before, and they just fit the story this time. And we had guest vocals on this record. Never done that before either.
Yeah,
the actual vocals.
Yeah, like lyrics.
Yeah, lyric-wise.
Yeah.
And we expanded our palette in many little.
Yeah, we have more kind of moments of calm, and maybe more. We had the courage to kind of follow the song and not kind of force it in more heavy direction. And yeah, so I think we managed to pull it off.
Yeah, I liked your music before, but I feel like on this album, indeed, with like now and then like pulling the range back a little bit, that like it highlights the heavier parts. Like there's that flow and like, I don't know, dynamic in it.
Yeah. Exactly, there's more contrast than ever. The white and calm parts are even lighter than before, and contrary, the fast and like heavy parts are
Fast,
if you will, tempo 100. But you got the point. We did the ends more far away from each other.
Yeah, the spectrum kind of.
Spectrum, widened.
Yeah, and well, we've always kind of tried to put a little of light among the darkness, because it kind of it makes the darker. But now we kind of just used it more. And I think it fits this album. Maybe on the next album we'll go all black again. Who knows? But or all white. But yeah, we can't just follow the songs. We had the theme prepared before we started to write the lyrics and the actual songs. So that kind of we had a road to go through. And
story required.
Yeah, the story required to kind of do things this way.
Yeah, I recently talked with some other band like about a very like similar like style, or well, and like the flow of like calmer and heavier and stuff. That just like it feels like it's more telling a story than just like kind of constantly pummeling like the listener, so to say.
Yeah.
Kinda,
That's. I think that's what we are trying to do. We try to try to tell a story. Sometimes it works out better than other times. But I think maybe that's one of the things that we've gotten better at during the years. And it takes, maybe we all have kind of more courage. I can talk about things that are more personal and well, the good things in life. That, heavy metal is more about the dark stuff, but maybe now we can talk about the other part of life as well. The silver lining. Not all is bad shit every day. And well, I think the guys that kind of do the actual songs are kind of feel more relaxed about expressing themselves as well.
Yeah, I guess it's just a matter of like there needs to be darkness to have light. Yeah. Basically.
Yeah, this classic yin yang thing. Yeah.
But it's more interesting. I mean, if it may be a bit, especially for us, boring to do a total darkness or a total white stuff. The story is much more. It's the same thing in the movies or books or whatsoever, you name it.
You have to have conflict and contrast.
Yes.
Yeah, overall for me too, like in music, for me it's the same. It's more interesting to me when there's different styles mixed than when it's just one like flat out like one style and
dynamics.
Yeah, and of course we kind of maybe we as a band have a kind of smaller toolbox than say bands that are super technical or that sort of stuff. So we kind of need to work more to have a new tool. Box.
And well, you also mentioned that like you're now like using clean vocals like more, or well, for the first time basically.
Yes.
I'm guessing that made you sort of nervous.
Yeah, but actually, yeah. Well, actually, it isn't my voice.
Okay. Yeah.
but I made the kind of the lyrics and the initial arrangements, and then we kind of all we tried. Everybody went to the studio and we tried it out, and everybody kind of did it okay. But Mantti, the guitar player, he was the best option. So he gets the credits.
We had this voice of Kotka moment when our sound engineer was sitting there and he turned his chair to Mantti, our guitarist, and yes.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I think it was his kind of like moment of victory, the biggest victory in his life. He's now the record singer of our band.
That's true.
Well, personally, I don't understand the album title, so I was wondering what is it about, or what's the story behind it?
I don't know. It doesn't have a straight translation, but maybe day smoke or something like that.
Okay.
Or haze.
It's not haze. It has haze, but it has some kind of impurities too. Can be from pollution or from the fields of Sahara or anything like that. It kind of makes things look a bit different. It's weird haze, sort of, and the kind of the why it's the title. We wanted to highlight the kind of the brief moment of hope between the two parts of darkness. That the record is kind of like part black, then there comes this moment of where everything kind of collapses, and after that the light shines through the kind of on all the devastation and through the Auer, through the smoke or haze, and then we can kind of see what we have done and maybe try to build everything to get up again. But eventually everything kind of falls on the same tracks and we end up in the same place that we were in the beginning of the album. That's kind of the idea, and that's the title. And on the front cover, the guy who is slicing himself in half, kind of, we wanted to kind of appreciate the martyrs that try to kind of steer the train wreck away from the tracks and end up sacrificing themselves while doing it. That's kind of the thing.
Right, like interesting, and like sort of heavy, like subject theme, or like not how do you say it? Easy digestible necessarily.
Yeah. I think so too. And actually, while looking back at it, I don't remember how we got into it. But this is how we feel at it now. Maybe there was some other ideas along the way, but this is kind of the cycles of devastation that kind of we as mankind go through in order to evolve, or maybe we don't evolve at all. It's kind of I think it's hard for mankind to learn from its mistakes. We have big issues that we don't know how to solve, and eventually we kind of end up making the same mistakes as we made in the first place. And yeah, again we kind of self-destruct and we build a new, and that sort of stuff.
Sounds like one of those Finnish words that kind of perfectly describes a feeling, but that you can't just flat out translate. As you also said, like, it was the first time that you had someone guesting on the album. Kind of how, like, did that come together to get to work with Aaron?
Yeah, it's the first time we had someone sing the actual lyrics. Well, actually, you can tell how we kind of got in with Aaron.
We had a few names what we like wondered who would fit to the song, and eventually we had a mutual friend with Aaron, and once we got introduced ourselves through that person, we turned out he's total professional, and he was also willing to do that. That was important. That was important that the person, whoever it would be, like it and understand it. And Aaron totally was in, and I think he did a perfect job. And it turned out also he's a very nice English gentleman. So later I could not imagine anyone else to do that, so it was fantastic.
Yeah, and of course it's a big thing for kind of like in a symbolic way, because he's a guy who kind of he's gender-defining guys, so of course it means a lot to have that kind of character involved. It's actually, it feels weird. still, yeah.
And I feel it turned the song in something like really like different than what we're maybe used of you guys, but like, well, still perfectly fitting. But like it really sticks out, the song, and like on the album, it's really cool song.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, like I think Niko put it well. He kind of said that it's like the ending titles, ending credits, credits to the album. So yeah, I think that's a good way to put it.
Yeah. Not too long ago, I got the sign that we need to sort of wrap it up.
Yeah.
So I guess like lots of luck with your album.
Thanks.
And hope to see you on the stage sometime soon again.
Yeah. If you have a chance to come and visit, we have a couple of shows coming up in a few weeks. So hope to see a lot of new faces and old faces.
All right.
Yep.
Thanks for the chat, guys.
Thanks.
Thank you.